The other side of this game was Josh Giddey. Coby White was exceptional.
He was.
Kevin Herter has fit brilliantly in this 3-point shooting system that the Bulls have right now. They're just totally run and gun. Giddey had 25, 14, and 11. His over his last 17 games, which has been since Levine has been traded, he's averaging 21, 9, and 8 on 64% true shooting. The 3-point shot right now is falling for him at an unsustainable rate. I think that is something that we can point out and is fair. I think Josh Giddey right now is proven that he got the short end of the stick. I think that he was treated unfairly when he got traded by OKC. He didn't fit with OKC in his
True.
third season. You look at the 3 seasons he had in OKC. First one, he won multiple Rookie of the Months. He was in the Rookie of the Year race, but he got hurt. Promising rookie season. Second season, he averaged 17, 8, and 6. He played really well. The ball was in his hands. It was a rookie J-Dub. Chet wasn't there just yet. Or maybe it might have been flipped the other way around. All I know is that I know Chet didn't
You got
play
it.
in the
Rookie
second
J-Dub
year.
and then an injured
An
Chet.
injured Chet. He had more opportunities on the ball, and OKC wasn't trash. They made the play-in, and he, you can argue, was like the second or third best player on that team. SGA, obviously, at that time, still first team All NBA player. He really broke out that year. And then last season, J Dub takes a leap in his second season. Chet is healthy. SGA gets even better. Josh Giddey's natural position is point guard. He's always been a point guard, somebody that you want to make decisions with the ball because he has exceptional passing ability. But he's not no more because of these other players and they've ascended. He has to be a spot up shooter and he couldn't shoot. Shot 32% from 3. So teams would leave him open and he was a black hole for them on offense. And you look at the identity that they've built now, they want the Carusos, the Dorts, the J Dubs of the world that can defend and go all over the place. And that's not Josh Giddey. He's serviceable, but he's not going to do all that stuff. He's not a high-end defender. But now we're seeing in Chicago, he's playing really well. And that's because he has more on-ball opportunities, especially since the Zach LaVine trade. And I think the Bulls have something. I think this play-in appearance that they're having right now is different than other years. Other years, it was led by old vets and players that have kind of reached their ceiling. I think Giddey's only 22 years old. He's getting better. He's shooting a career high 38% from 3. And I don't think he got enough slack. You know, he's not only the on the court stuff, but before the season, the whole scandal with him and the underage girl happened. So, and who knows what happened behind that? You know, all I know is that he wasn't found guilty and there was no legal action against him. But you gotta probably understand how much of a toll that takes when every arena you're going to, they're heckling you and that's what they're doing to you, how that affects you mentally, how that affects your game. And I think the situation with the Bulls going to a brand new city and now kind of being embraced by Bulls fans because he's playing really well, like this is something for him where he needed a new environment just to get his head on straight. And we see him playing the best basketball of his career in this stretch.
As a Laker fan, it killed me watching him hit that buzzer beater from half court. As a fan of the game, that shot was sick. It was amazing.
And people believe you that Riv is a Bulls fan again.
Yeah, I got him. Over LeBron James, too. I mean, Giddey's going to remember this for the rest of his life. Just an amazing moment for him. And I'm with you, Joel. I think that everything you said was spot on. I think it didn't work in OKC. I think that, yes, partly to blame was obviously his skill set, but also at the same time, there's just a way that he thrives, and that's when he has the basketball in his hands. In an offense where you're maybe the 4th most talented offensive player, respecting J-Dub, respecting Chet Holmgren, and of course SGA, who's going to go on to win his MVP this season. Last year, first-team All-NBA, going to be a 3rd consecutive first-team All-NBA player. You had to know that either you were going to fit around SGA or you were going to be moved on from. Now, I'm not going to be the guy that says the notion Chicago won the trade. I'm going to be the guy that says Chicago won the trade and OKC won the trade. OKC is amazing. They're one of the best defenses we've ever seen in our lives. Alex Caruso is a huge part of that. And as the season's progressed, his three-point shot has started to find itself. Now, Josh Giddey, I'm happy for him that he's out here and he's 100% hooping. He's showing that he is a great point guard, that he has these traits as to why OKC once had the vision that he could be their lead guard. But understanding that situations matter. And in this situation with Chicago, around other shooters, and obviously he can get the ball to these guys and make passes that not other guards can. He's smarter than everybody. He's not the most athletic, but he's out here and he's being technical and breaking down these defenses. On top of it, he's knocking down the three ball that he couldn't do in OKC. So it's just a lot of things that you have to be mindful of and acknowledge when talking about Giddey and why things didn't work out in OKC, why they are working now with Chicago, because multiple things can be true. At the time with OKC, he was not their best offensive player. He could not shoot the ball and could fit to their scheme and what they wanted to do. Yes, it made sense for them to move on. Yes, Josh Giddey is playing great basketball right now. I like where things are trending for the Chicago Bulls. I like the way the game that they adapted. They are one of the most three-point shooting teams in the league. And in nights like tonight, when you have him, of course, Herter and Coby White shooting the ball the way that they are, you're going to be in a lot of games, especially in late game situations. So you have to give credit where credit is due. Josh Giddey's done an excellent job of that. But again, let's not go all in. It is the Bulls. They are winning games. But again, this isn't a team, especially when I look at their front court, when I look at their wings, that they still have their ways to go, and I'm sure people are aware of that. They're playing fun basketball right now. This is something that we can use to carry over into next season as to fill in the pieces as to what this team needs. But I think that still they're missing the plot. This is not supposed to be a good team. You're kind of winning too much. Relax. You're not going to get Cooper Flag, Dylan Harper at this rate.
So you're not believing in Giddey?
Again, I'm not trying to be my franchise player, to be the best player on my team for years.
Maybe not franchise player. Can he be your franchise point guard? Can he be your lead guard for the next 5 years? I think the answer is yes.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it. If you surround him with other three-point shooters, if you fill out the defense, especially talking about the wings, if you can get some depth in the front court, yeah, I think it's possible. He has that skill set so long as he continues being an efficient three-point shooter. Now, I'm not saying to shoot at this clip that he shot as of late. You said it yourself. It's unsustainable. You shoot 36%, but you're still one of the smartest players on the basketball court at any given time. You still can go downhill and attack the basket. You can still be effective of getting rebounds. You can still be a positive on the defensive side. Yeah, you can be a lead guard. I believe that.
This feels different to me. This means something to me.
Does it?
It was hard for Giddey fans to be vocal a year ago.
Let me ask you a question. Were you not one of the people that said the Bulls got fleeced?
No, I said OKC. They stole them.
So fleecing and stealing aren't synonyms.
No, it's not the same, because the difference is that OKC traded a player that wasn't in the playoff rotation for a player who's going to play in the playoff rotation.
True.
The Bulls, we can find the footage. I was pretty happy for Giddey, and I thought he wasn't as bad. I'll go find the footage.
Maybe my memory is altered.
I might have a tweet, but I don't take into account too much tweets. I like to hear what I say back on the show, and
I agree.
I didn't give up on Giddey just yet. And a year ago, you couldn't be vocal about Giddey because he was bad, but also there was some off the court stuff that you had to keep quiet on that. So when the trade happened, asked on Twitter, where does this guard duo rank? And a lot of jokes said they're like dead last and stuff. And I was doing it right now before the show started. I think there are 9 in the East that are clearly better.
Okay. Guard duos.
Yes. Mitchell and Garland, White and Drew, Brunson and Mikal, Tyrese Nemhard, Cade Ivey, Dame and Torian Prince. It doesn't really matter. Trey and Dyson Daniels, LaMelo and Brandon Miller, and Maxey and Grimes or McCain, either one of the two. In the West, I had 14. Almost every team in the West outside of the Jazz. SGA and Dort. SGA is carrying. Ahmed and Jalen Green. Jamal Murray and Christian Brown, Luca and Reeves, John Morant and Bain, Harden and Powell, Steph and Moody, Conley and Anthony Edwards, Kyrie and Clay, Mavericks when healthy. And this is where I think it gets a little bit dicey. I had 14. I had these other ones in there, but they weren't easy picks.
Okay.
Malik Monk and Zach LaVine.
I would still take the Kings.
Okay. Tyus Jones and Devin Booker.
Oh, Devin Booker is carrying.
He is doing heavy lifting.
I would take the Suns out of respect for Devin.
Anthony Simons and Tumani Kamara.
Ah. I like the Blazers.
I like it too. I put them in over them.
Okay.
De'Aaron Fox and Stephon Castle.
Oh, come on.
DeJounte Murray and Trey Murphy or Herb Jones.
You know my opinion.
So this makes Giddey and White the 24th ranked guard duo. This is where I had them over. I had them over Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson. Did you hear me?
The only thing I heard was so. Last thing I heard was so.
I had them over Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson.
I'm fine with that.
I had them over Jalen Suggs and KCP.
Fine with that.
Isaiah Collier and Colin Sexton.
Obviously.
D'Lo and Cam Thomas.
I'm fine with it.
Jordan Poole and Bub Carrington.
You hear?
Yes.
All right, here we go. D'Lo and Cam Thomas.
Jordan Poole and Bub Carrington.
This year's Jordan Poole is kind of a bucket. Oh, man. I mean, the way that Giddey and Coby White have been playing, you have to lean them.
I saved the best for last. Emmanuel Quickley and RJ Barrett.
You knew that this was going to be a thorn in my side. Still taking Quickley and RJ. I'm sorry.
I get it. I don't know how long they're going to be together, though.
I don't know either. But how much longer is Giddey and Coby White going to be together?
Oh, this is the franchise backcourt.
This is the future?
This is the future. I'm in on the Bulls.
You think Riv would go back to the Bulls if he knew that his future guard duo was Coby White and Josh Giddey?
They need one more promising prospect. They have Mataz Buzelis, Coby White, Giddey. They get one more. Let's say like they draft Derek Queen. I'm a big fan of him.
Okay.
Yeah, I like it.
I think Molly Watch makes a lot of sense for a team like the Bulls.
Yeah, he's also a big body. Yeah, I like it too. That's where I'm at with it. I think I'm buying on the Bulls' future. I like it.
You still had a lot of guys in front of them, so I'm not pushing back at all. At all. You need to acknowledge Coby White in the 2025 year has been a dog. He's been amazing. Josh Giddey just realized that he can shoot the basketball now. Like, that's really been the major difference in his game. He can space the floor and do it at a high level, which he's never shown to do, which is why there's maybe a little bit of hesitancy in my heart, because I don't know if this is sustainable. But with everything else that he does on the offensive side, I can be a little bit more open to this idea that this can be the future for the Chicago Bulls.
And maybe the NBA rigs the lottery for them so they get the first overall pick.
What did you think about LeBron saying that? I thought he was a clown for that. Not a clown like people are going to say, oh, you're an actual clown. Like he's hilarious for even saying it out loud.
I think it's the best kept secret, or I should say, I think it's the worst kept secret in the NBA. I think everybody knows the NBA lottery is rigged. I don't think it's rigged every year. Just when there's something at stake and the politics align with it, like LeBron going to Cleveland and from Ohio, from Akron, Derrick Rose being from Chicago, Wemby getting drafted to a lineage of historic big men. The Pelicans, they land the number 1 overall pick after they traded Anthony Davis. Oh, how coincidental. I think there are years where it is pretty set in stone, as blatant that they rig it when it makes sense. I just think there's too many coincidences that have happened to think otherwise.
They also don't mention as much when it comes to Wemby Tony Parker and him being the French ambassador for the basketball, and now, of course, who's gonna be now the face of French basketball for 2 decades almost, God willing, he stays healthy, it's gonna be Wemby. That's something that they don't talk about either. There's a lot of reasons why that ball landed the way that it did. I'm sure Spurs fans are not mad, and they're not gonna question it whatsoever, but it is a little questionable. But if that's the case, Mr. Moran, hold on to your Maverick stock, because who knows?